Hello, this is Ali Valeka, your SEACT Vice President, and welcome to our digital vendor fair. I get the lovely pleasure of interviewing Emily Harr, who is with UrbanTrans. So, Emily, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do at UrbanTrans and maybe what you do on the day to day?
Sure. Thanks, Allie. So I am the principal consultant with UrbanTrans North America. I'm based in our Atlanta office, but we have four different offices. So we're in Toronto, LA, and Denver. And I've been in TDM for about 11 years now. So mostly working in TMA staffing and management. Within UrbanTrans, I manage one of our TMAs at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. And then I also work with AECOM, luckily, to manage our firm's role and tasks within the Georgia Commute Options program, which provides regional TDM services across the metro Atlanta area. So I'm really excited to be working on all these projects. I work on a few other projects too, but those take up the majority of my day. So day to day could look anything from going to the airport for a meeting with a concessionaire or the Department of Aviation or an airline, or working in the background on a research project for Georgia Commute Options. So it's a really good diversity in the day. I get to be at the computer part-time and then out and about part-time.
Awesome. And thanks for that plug. So I work at AECOM, and Emily and I have worked together for many years, doing TDM in Atlanta and elsewhere. So we have a long-standing, great working relationship.
That's right.
So you said you have been in TDM for 11 years. I'm kind of curious how you got started in TDM and then maybe what that transition to UrbanTrans was like.
Yeah, I think it's a traditional story in that it's not traditional. I don't know many people who grow up wanting to do TDM. I didn't know TDM was a thing before 11 years ago. But I was working for an insurance company and on the healthcare side. And I just found that I just wasn't motivated in my day to day. So I was looking for another opportunity that just gave me a bigger purpose. I was spending 8 to 10 hours a day at work. I wanted to make sure that it was something that motivated me. So I actually had a friend from college who worked for another TMA in the Atlanta area, and they had an opening. So she recommended me for that. I interviewed. I immediately fell in love with everything TDM. I was already commuting. I was already participating and I didn't know it. I was walking to work before, and then I started taking transit to my new job, and I just became fully immersed. So I was there for about 5 years, and then I moved to UrbanTrans in 2015. So I've been here for 6 years. I was lucky enough to manage a new TMA that UrbanTrans had just started in the perimeter area in Atlanta for the perimeter community improvement districts. And it just gave me a lot of different challenges. It was a very congested area, so I was able to see the challenge and see the opportunity, working with a diverse group of employees, everyone from corporate employees who worked for Fortune 500 companies to employees who were working in the hotels. So it was just a really great fit for what I wanted to do.
Awesome. So you talked a lot about TMA management through your work at UrbanTrans, but how would you kind of describe the services that UrbanTrans is offering to all of its clients?
Yeah, so we're essentially a one-stop shop for packaging and delivering innovative transportation programs to our clients. Our firm is really unique in that we offer planning, program implementation, and integrated marketing and communication strategies to help encourage just a more efficient and equitable transportation system for all users. And I think I want to underscore all users because I think in 2020, the hero of the year was the essential employee. And UrbanTrans has been working with what is now known as the essential employee for over a decade. They are non-traditional in the sense that they traditionally live in underserved areas. They don't have access to transit. So we have to think outside the box in regards to what types of solutions we provide for them. But our expertise is broader than that. In addition to TMA development, starting up from feasibility studies to actual programming and administration and staffing, we also work on the research side. So we do some TDM marketing research, program assessment, program evaluation. Hybrid work consulting has been, of course, a big conversation this year. active transportation planning, first and last mile planning. And then we wrap it all up with integrated marketing and communications through communications automation, graphic design, social media, earned media, paid media. And then UrbanTrans is also, we qualify and we have sought DBE status in several different states, which can be a benefit to our clients.
Great. That's a perfect segue to my next question was, do you want to give us an example? I know you mentioned Georgia Commute Options and you may use that one or another one, but share an example of how a success story of where UrbanTrans has really been able to help a client through the services that you offer.
Yeah. So actually, Georgia Commute Options is a really great example. We launched an ongoing remote work survey effort through the Georgia Commute Options program, where we routinely surveyed about 2,900 Atlanta area employees, managers, and executives throughout the whole pandemic. So we launched the survey series in April of 2020, pretty quickly after stay-at-home orders were enacted in the state. And then we've been surveying this group every 3 months since that first April. So these surveys have really brought the Georgia Commute Options team, these real-time insights into the evolution of working from home. We've all experienced just a flurry of emotions over the past 16 months, and we're able to track how that translates to productivity, what employees need to support them in their workplace, whether it's home, office, or hybrid work environment. And then we were also able to start identifying and communicating any of those trends to employers, with the goal of helping these employers establish more long-term telework options post-pandemic. So we're continuing these surveys through the end of the year, where it's really interesting, and we're working with the Atlanta Regional Commission, and the effort is actually a finalist for the ACT National Awards, which we are very excited about.
Awesome. And I'm not sure the timing of when this video will release. So as folks may be watching this, they may already know whether or not you guys won for that effort. Either way, being a finalist, I think, is still really impressive. So
it is really exciting. Thanks.
So tell me, last question, of the, I think this is geared towards our SEACT members, but there may be other ACT members who end up getting a hold of this video. Who are some good target folks within ACT that maybe should consider reaching out to UrbanTrans to see if you guys could make a fit somewhere?
That's a great question. I think, it could be anybody and everybody. We work with a variety of different clients. We work with community improvement districts, government agencies, whether it's local or more regional. We work with existing TMAs to help support some of their services as their staffing has changed over the past year. And just a lot of different other, we've worked with first and last mile providers. We are so nimble. I think we're able to work with a lot of different organizations.
Great. Fantastic. Well, Emily, thank you so much for participating in our first ever digital vendor fair. And we're excited for our members to learn a little bit more about UrbanTrans and you moving forward. So thanks so much, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
Thanks, Allie. And thank you to SEACT for this opportunity. This is great.
Absolutely. Thanks, Emily.